7 months pregnant, barefoot in the pouring rain, Mia Carter clutched a crumpled DNA report that proved her innocence and her husband's nightmare. Thunder roared overhead as she stumbled away from the only home she'd ever known, belly heavy with the child Ethan swore wasn't his. He'd screamed it to the world, posted it online, paraded his mistress like a trophy. But tonight, the truth was coming for him. Mia and Ethan had been high school sweethearts, the couple everyone envied. He was the tall firefighter with calloused hands and a smile that melted her defenses. She was the soft-spoken kindergarten teacher who sketched portraits in her spare time. They married young, vowing forever under a sky full of sunflowers. For 3 years, life felt perfect. Ethan carried her over thresholds, kissed her forehead after long shifts, promised her the world. Mia quit art school to support his career, believing love meant sacrifice. Then the night shift started. Ethan came home smelling of smoke and something sweeter, vanilla perfume that wasn't hers. She found a crimson lipstick stain on his collar, asked quietly. He laughed it off. Ash residue, babe. You're seeing things. Mia swallowed the doubt, told herself heroes got tired. But the late-night gym sessions piled up, the ignored texts, the way he flinched when she reached for him in bed. Lila entered the picture like a spark to dry grass. Blonde, bold, a new recruit at the station. Her Instagram screamed confidence. Gym selfies, fire truck poses, captions like #FireWifey. Ethan liked every post at 2 a.m. Mia's stomach twisted the night she saw the message. Can't wait to ride with you again, L. She confronted him in the kitchen, voice shaking. Ethan's eyes turned cold. You're paranoid because you're pregnant and hormonal. Grow up. The pregnancy should have been their miracle. Mia planned the reveal for weeks. Tiny booties, a sonogram framed in blue. She waited on the couch, glowing. Ethan walked in, stared at the gifts, forced a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Another mouth to feed. Great timing. That night, he slept on the couch, back turned like a wall. Mia lay awake, hand on her belly, whispering apologies to the life inside her. Lucas arrived like a lifeline. Ethan's younger brother, fresh from a military tour, all quiet strength and easy laughs. He crashed on her guest bed, helped Mia paint the nursery butter yellow. One afternoon, the baby kicked hard. Lucas knelt instinctively, palm to her belly, eyes wide. Whoa, that's my nephew saying hi. Mia laughed through tears, the first real joy in months. Ethan walked in at that exact moment. The paintbrush froze in Lucas's hand. Ethan's face twisted into something ugly. The family barbecue was the detonation. Ethan downed beers, voice rising with every sip. In front of cousins, aunts, his own mother, he pointed at Mia's swollen belly. That's not mine. She's been screwing my brother behind my back. Gasps rippled. Mia's mom dropped her plate. Ethan pulled out his phone, posted it publicly. 7 months pregnant and cheating with Lucas. Classy. He tagged everyone, including Lila, who commented fire emojis within minutes. Mia stood frozen, lemonade spilling down her dress, as the world judged her in real time. That night, Ethan packed her suitcase himself. He hurled it onto the wet driveway. Take your bastard and get out. Mia begged, voice breaking. Ethan, please the baby, he slammed the door. Rain soaked her nightgown instantly. She dialed Lucas with numb fingers. He arrived in minutes, truck lights cutting the storm. Without a word, he wrapped her in his jacket, lifted the suitcase, guided her inside. Mia collapsed against the dashboard, sobs shaking her frame. That Lucas's guest room became her sanctuary. He stocked the fridge with pickles and ginger ale, set up a crib from Craigslist. Mia tried to smile, but nightmares haunted her. Ethan's voice echoing horror, strangers' comments online calling her trash. At 3 a.m. one night, sharp pains doubled her over. Lucas carried her to the truck, sped to the ER, held her hand while doctors hooked up monitors. Stress is dangerous at this stage, the doctor warned. You need peace. Lucas slept in the plastic chair, boots still on, never letting go. Back home, Ethan basked in victory. He posted photos with Lila, her legs over his lap at the bar, captioned, "Real women don't lie." Colleagues slapped his back, bought him shots. He told himself Mia deserved it, that Lucas had always been the golden child. The doubt crept in only at night, when the house felt too quiet without her humming in the kitchen. Mia's due date loomed, but the stress accelerated everything. Contractions started early, brutal. Lucas rushed her to the hospital again, this time for real. Nurses wheeled her away as she screamed his name. Ethan, meanwhile, prepared for the fireman's gala. Dress blues pressed, Lila in a red gown that hugged every curve. He toasted new beginnings, ignoring the whispers about his pregnant wife living with his brother. In the delivery room, Mia pushed through agony, Lucas coaching her breathing. "You're the strongest person I know," he kept saying. She wanted to believe him. Outside, thunder rolled again, like the night she was thrown out. Inside Ethan's pocket, his phone buzzed endlessly. Block numbers, old friends begging him to listen. He silenced it, kissed Lila under the chandeliers. The mystery envelope slid under Ethan's door at midnight. Gold seal, no return address. He tore it open, expecting hate mail. Instead, lab results, official letterhead. Paternity test, 99.99% match. Ethan Carter, biological father. A note in crisp doctor's handwriting. Ordered by your wife's OB after you missed every appointment. Cease contact or face restraining order. Ethan's knees buckled. The gala lights blurred as he reread the numbers, the dates, the proof he demanded but never sought himself. Ethan's world tilted on its axis. The DNA paper shook in his grip like a live wire. 99.99% match. His child, his son. The gala spun around him. Lila's laughter, clinking glasses, camera flashes. Yet all he heard was Mia's voice from months ago. "It's yours, Ethan." Always was. He bolted from the ballroom, dress, shoes slipping on marble, leaving Lila calling after him in confusion. That he drove straight to the station, burst into the locker room at 1 a.m. Lucas's duffel sat on the bench. Ethan tore through it, found Mia's journal wedged between fatigues. Pages fluttered open to her neat handwriting. "Ethan kissed my belly every night before the shifts got longer. Now he won't even look at me. I'm scared the baby will come into a broken home, but I'll love them enough for both of us." Another entry. Saw the lipstick. Smelled the perfume. He says I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Ethan's throat closed. He'd called her paranoid while she documented every doubt, every hope. Lucas walked in, towel around his neck. "What the hell are you doing?" Ethan thrust the journal forward. "She never cheated. You know it." Lucas's eyes hardened. "I know because I was there when you weren't. Painting the nursery, midnight ice cream runs, holding her hair when she puked. You were busy with your side piece." Ethan lunged, fist connecting with Lucas's jaw. They crashed into lockers, grunting, until older firefighters pulled them apart. Captain's voice boomed. "Carter, you're suspended. Clean up your mess." Lila ghosted him by morning. Her Instagram story, a cocktail emoji, and dodged a bullet nail polished eye. Ethan found her dating profile, bio updated to seeking loyalty, not liars. He laughed bitterly. The irony tasted like ash. Colleagues avoided his eyes. The hero had become the cautionary tale, whispered over coffee that he drove to Lucas's house at dawn, tires screeching. The porch held the nursery box he'd packed himself. Teddy bear peeking out, ultrasound photo tucked inside like an accusation. Baby Carter, 20 weeks. Ethan's fingerprint smudged the corner where he'd once tossed it aside. He sat on the wet steps, photo against his chest, until neighbors stared that Mia's water broke that afternoon. Lucas sped through red lights, one hand on the wheel, the other gripping hers. "Breathe, Mia, just like we practiced." Contractions ripped through her every 2 minutes. She bit back screams, thinking only of the tiny life fighting to arrive. At the hospital, nurses whisked her to labor and delivery. Lucas signed forms as emergency contact. Ethan's name nowhere on the paperwork. Ethan arrived 20 minutes later, Ty Askew, eyes wild. I'm the father. Security blocked him. Sir, you're not on the list. He spotted Lucas through the glass. Let me in. Lucas didn't flinch. You lost that right when you threw her out in the rain. Mia's scream echoed down the hall. Raw animal. Ethan pressed his forehead to the window, watching strangers coach his wife through the birth he'd abandoned. Noah Carter entered the world at 5:11 a.m. 5 pounds 2 ounces, lungs strong enough to rattle the nursery. The nurse wrapped him in a blanket, placed him in Lucas's arms first. Uncle's got you, little man. Ethan watched through the glass, fists clenched so tight his nails drew blood. The baby's tiny fingers curled around Lucas's thumb. Trust Ethan would never earn back the in recovery. Mia lay pale against white sheets, hair plastered with sweat. Ethan slipped past the nurse, knees hitting the floor beside her bed. Mia, the test. She cut him off, voice hoarse. I know what the test says. I live the truth while you live the lie. She slid divorce papers across the tray table, pen clipped to the top. Sign. Give Noah the piece you stole from me. He begged. I was wrong. Lila, the accusations, all of it. I'll fix this. Mia's eyes, once soft with forgiveness, turned steel. You can't fix 7 months of calling me a whore in front of the world. You can't fix making me deliver our son alone while you toasted your mistress. Noah's cry floated from the bassinet. Mia reached for him instinctively. Ethan reached too. His hand hovered, then fell. The nurse lifted the baby into Mia's arms, shielding her from a man who'd broken her point 6 months later. Mia's new apartment smelled of acrylic paint and baby powder. Canvases lined the walls, vibrant portraits of Noah's gummy smiles. Lucas pushing a stroller through the park. She'd reopened her art studio, sold out her first show. Noah babbled, mama, and did indiscriminately, reaching for Lucas when he walked through the door after shifts. They weren't a couple, Lucas made that clear, but he was family in every way that mattered.